by far the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me. Thank you, Eric, and thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for coming to the breakfast. If you haven't got breakfast yet, please do. It's a fundraiser for MREA. They've been a great partner of Organic Valley for decades, literally. And I'll talk about how they helped us. Actually, that picture right there. MREA helped us get our first renewable project back in 2008. I'll talk about that in just a moment. I am Jonathan Reinbold. I've been with Organic Valley for about 6.5 years, always with the sustainability department. And it's been a real pleasure to be able to work with other organizations like Eric. He's been with H&H Energy. We've worked with Full Spectrum Solar, Northwind, and several other Wisconsin-based renewable energy companies that have helped us reach some of our ambitions as a company, as a leader in the sustainable renewable energy space. So thank you all for the work that you're doing. Please keep doing it. And for folks that are looking for partners, know that Wisconsin and the greater upper Midwest region has a great number of resources to help you achieve your ambitions as individuals, as communities, as companies. So for folks that don't know about Organic Valley, who we are, we're a cooperative, primarily US-based farmers, 100% organic, over 2,000 members across the country in 36 states. We also have members in Australia, Canada, and the United Kingdom. So we have a global impact as an organization, and in terms of our membership and also our sales. Our products go around the world, and that causes quite the environmental footprint, to be perfectly honest. So we have been on a path towards 100% renewable energy, and back in 2011 we signed on to install a wind farm at our distribution center in Cashton. So this was a partnership with Gunderson Health Systems. We created another entity together that we co-own, and that at the day that we signed that, it was going to provide enough energy for Organic Valley to be 100% renewably powered. Growth in terms of our business, we view it as a good thing because the more we grow, the more farmers that we can serve. Farmers are the reason that we exist as an entity. We want to keep farmers farming, keep rural communities thriving. What that also meant is we have an increasing footprint as an organization. So more facilities are built, more milk is processed, more distribution. So before those turbines ever came online, we never achieved 100% renewable power. The best we did was about 3 years ago. We were at 81% renewable electricity, and 59% of all of our power was, or all of our energy was renewable. Since then, it's continued to decline. Overall, production has gone up, but our growth has significantly outpaced that. So a couple of years ago, we were approached by a community organization that we thought would help us to achieve our ambitions. They came to us wanting us to be a partner on a community solar project in Lafarge, Wisconsin, which is the location of our headquarters. Really exciting idea. Would have been a 1 megawatt project that met all of our Lafarge-based needs. And unfortunately that project didn't work out for a number of reasons, but along the way we encountered Eric at One Energy Renewables, and they brought a model with them that allowed us to address not just 1 megawatt or 2, but actually 13 megawatts worth of electricity that we needed to offset based on our not just current needs, but our projected needs to 2025. So last October, after a great deal of work from Eric, we were able to announce plans to actually become the world's largest food company to be 100% renewably powered by the end of next year. It's, thank you. Thank Eric. Eric did all the hard work. It actually came as a bit of a surprise to us to learn that we would kind of hold that title for a while. that other companies, they've made commitments, they put timelines that are 2020, 2025. The world's largest retailer has 100% renewable electricity commitment by the year 2100. So, action is important, words are important, but action is extremely important, and having partners throughout the state that can actually follow through on those words is invaluable. So our foray into renewable energy didn't actually start with solar or wind. It was in biodiesel. About 15 years ago, we started procuring biodiesel for our fleet vehicles, kind of just as a bit of a pet project for some folks, just out of interest, and it quickly became something that is part of who we are, what people know us for as an organization. We started growing our own oil seeds, sunflowers, flax, canola, camelina, and helping our farmers learn about how they can become fuel independent on farm as well. So we built a mobile biodiesel trailer that we can take to member farms. We do take to member farms. We help them crush their oil seeds that can be burned straight in vehicles with conversion kits, or it can be processed into biodiesel and burned in any diesel engine. So we've been doing that for a number of years. We now own 2 biodiesel stations in Lafarge and Chaseburg, Wisconsin, that are public stations. Our actions around energy they are self-serving in part because they've turned out to actually be cost savings for the business, but we want adoption of these activities, these technologies, not just by other businesses, but we want them available to the communities in which we operate. So our stations are open to the public, they're priced below petroleum diesel, and continues to save the organization money that goes back to paying our farmers and keeping them sustainable as well. So biofuels was really our introduction into renewable energy 15 years ago. But the solar piece came in 2008, as I mentioned, with MREA, and we did a training with Northwind and MREA to install the 8.6 kilowatt trackers in front of our headquarters. It was a very big deal at the time. It was probably $7 grand per kilowatt in cost. It's much lower by now if you've recently purchased solar. So that investment at the time was a large one for us. We're not a company that has large margins. Money goes back to the farmers as much as we can, but we wanted to invest in that, support that technology, and we've continued to do that over time. We had the very first building integrated PV windows that are grid connected in the world installed in our headquarters in 2012, and we've continued to install PV on our facilities. We have solar thermal, geothermal, and the wind project that I previously mentioned. Since then, in the last couple of years, we've begun integrating EV, electric vehicles, into our fleet, and continue to see that as a replacement for diesel and gas vehicles. And we hope to achieve not just our 100% renewable electricity goal by the end of next year, but to be business carbon neutral by the end of 2022. So what that means is all the fuel in our vehicles, all the natural gas, the propane, to run our processing plants will all be offset by carbon neutral fuels. Beyond our business, our farmers, really started Organic Valley with sustainability in mind. Our mission statement calls out economic and ecological sustainability as one of its core purposes. The business provides the economic piece through a stable pay price to the farmers, and the farmers provide that to their communities, taking care of the farms that they've been passing down through the generations, keeping their communities thriving. And they also do that on the energy side. Our farmers, over 11% of those 2,000, so 220 some farmers, actually are solar powered as well. So they've been on the forefront and Organic Valley continues to support them with their ambitions as well. And some of the folks, Eric and some of the other board members here have been very active in helping those farmers to achieve that. And I know that many of you in this room have OV farmers as clients as well, and we appreciate you helping them to do that. The economic stability of agriculture, or the cost of agriculture, I think it would be fair to say, has been volatile over the years. And being able to control costs like energy into a farm operation goes a long way to helping a farmer be able to project cost of production, be able to project their net income at the end of the year. And that stability is something that someone like myself who has a 9-to-5 job takes for granted. So knowing that their costs ultimately affect their income is something that we take to heart, and being able to help control those things is extremely important in keeping those farmers on the land and protecting the air, water, soil, and producing high quality food for all of you. So I'm going to go into the community solar partnership, is what we call it, a little bit here in detail, and encourage all of you that this is not a one-off type of project. This is something that all of you can have within your communities as well, and we really want to encourage that this approach to renewable energy is viable for communities across the country. So up until now, I had mentioned that all of our solar and wind investments, we've owned and operated them. And that's come with a large price tag. We've invested over $6 million since 2008 in our renewable energy generation, and then we have ongoing operations and maintenance costs. This approach, we don't actually invest any capital in the projects, but we know that the solar from those 13 megawatts is new solar being built within the driftless region of Wisconsin, Iowa, and Minnesota. And that's extremely important to us, the additionality of new energy sources replacing fossil-based source of electricity. What comes with that is a great deal of benefits. So just the displacement of the coal and other fossil-based energy sources results in better air quality, better water quality. It also produces stable and low prices of electricity, not just for us, but for all customers of the municipal utilities that are partners on this project. So when when One Energy and Organic Valley got together, and initially we were going to do a direct power purchase agreement between these new solar projects and Organic Valley. So that would be cutting out the utility, which we've traditionally done, what behind-the-meter solar projects are, right? So we're just going to own and operate is how we traditionally approached it. And we learned that the Public Service Commission of Wisconsin gets to set the rate on that price for the direct PPA, or power purchase agreement, and that we were unlikely to get a price that worked out economically for the project. So reluctantly, we approached our municipal utility in Cashton, and we're very surprised to learn that they were excited to partner with us. And not just them, but they are a member of a group of 15 municipal utilities, and many of those other utilities were also excited about the opportunity. And we have a need for 13 megawatts worth of solar, but those small community utilities represented 30 megawatts of demand. Just a moment. So we needed other partners, and Eric and One Energy have been working doggedly to bring more partners to the table on that. But it speaks to the pent-up demand of communities to control their energy. Right now we have a coal-based power plant on the Mississippi River that's providing much of the electricity into our communities. And 12% of the electricity within our grid is going to be replaced by these solar projects. So we're immensely happy about the opportunity to do that, to take coal offline, and to be able to contribute to better air and better water quality in the region. the benefits beyond that, the stable and low electric rates. So we know what the cost of production or the cost of each unit of solar electricity is going to be for the next 25 years. There's no incremental cost increases, no volatility. Within our sector, the commercial sector, the electric rates increased by over 3% annually for the last 25 years. And being able to hold that steady on that 12% of the grid energy is a huge value to the business, and it's a huge value to all of the customers of those municipal utilities. So over 23,000 residents within those communities are going to appreciate the same stable and low prices, the same water and air quality benefits that are associated, that Organic Valley appreciates, that our farmers, our employees, and our neighbors appreciate. And we want that model to be replicated across the country. And I'm here today to encourage you to engage, whether you're a small business owner, whether you are a resident within a municipal utility region, whether you work for a municipal utility. Really, there's an opportunity. There's great demand, or great demand coming into this region from solar providers that want to own and operate these systems and can bring renewable power online and provide those benefits to communities, not just in the upper Midwest, but across the country. So I really encourage you folks, if you haven't already, please look at your utilities as potential partners. Look at other companies here as potential partners to bring that power to you and your neighbors. And I would gladly speak with you about what are the first steps that would have to happen to make that a reality. So thank you all. Appreciate your welcoming us here. And again, if you haven't yet, please enjoy the breakfast. That money goes straight to the Midwest Renewable Energy Association. Thank you.